What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. Today I'm going to talk about Josh Seiter. Is it Seiter? Is it Sater? I don't know. But I wouldn't ask him to tell me how to pronounce it because he'd probably lie. As I said in the comments here before we started the stream, I think this is part of a broader conversation about how mental illness and issues with mental health and trauma can, explain things, but it doesn't excuse them. This guy does not deserve a pass for his behaviors just because he's clearly mentally ill. In fact, at one point, he was advertising himself as a mental health advocate, but then admittedly, in a comment where I have screenshots of that comment, he said that he had shifted over to political posts because they get more engagement and the mental health stuff wasn't getting him enough attention. So, hey, Erica, what's up? Cloud Trout, who is this person Lauren's going to talk about? Well, he was originally a contestant on The Bachelorette during Caitlin Bristow's season. I don't think he made it past night one, but he gained notoriety, not even popularity, just notoriety when he faked his own death. And we're going to, talk about that a little bit first. As you can see, I have the Variety article up here. Despite reported death, Josh Seiter is alive. My account was hacked. And then, of course, we'll go through this. But of course, after that, long after that, just to prolong his 15 minutes of fame, he admitted that he was the one who was behind the death hoax. So this man faked his own, and I can't say the word in the first few minutes of the stream or I'll get demonetized again, unalived himself. He left a note and everything, to my knowledge, and he faked unaliving himself. So is he actually a part of the LGBT community? That is a good question. So the thing is, he has, come out and said like he's like bi and stuff like that, but he faked being married to a man during Pride Month one year because he will do anything and everything to get attention. This to me seems like a very personality disordered individual who is obviously having some unchecked mental health symptoms, and that's why he continues to do this. Unfortunately, people are enabling that behavior and encouraging it when they bring him onto their platforms, as now we see some of the more mainstream media platforms pick this story up. Like, people are enabling that when they support his experiments or his, fake death or anything like that. So it is kind of a wild ride. So a person from the Bachelor franchise who's putting a lot of questionable stuff out there. Yeah, that's one way to put it. All right. So here was, and this was back in August 2023. So it's been a little over a year now that they updated this story. And here's the update. The initial said Josh Seiter, a former, sorry guys, I can't talk today, a former contestant on ABC's The Bachelorette has died. He was 36. The update says Josh Seiter is alive. The former Bachelorette contestant shared a video on Instagram Tuesday morning claiming that his account was hacked and a third party posted an erroneous death announcement, which has since been deleted. Here's the problem with that, okay? And I'll show you. One sec. Okay. Here he admitted, I was the one who was behind my own death statement. Last year was one of the most agonizing times of my existence. I couldn't handle the pressures of life, including the passing of the one man I was closest to, my father. Now, remember that, because this is going to come up later in a really shameful way. All right. I was ready to bring it all to an end and was fully prepared to do so with a tool I had chosen nearby. I wrote my own eulogy because I did not want to put that added pressure onto my mother, given what she was about to endure. I posted the eulogy with the full intention of no longer being here. It was my unalive note. Thankfully, fate had other plans that day. What? I want to apologize now for the hurt and confusion I caused when I was broken and at my lowest. For everyone's sake, including my own, I'm thankful I'm still here. But, okay, keep in mind, like, this guy was adamant that someone else did it. He was like, this is somebody who has nothing better to do and all that stuff. And he's like, totally trying to pass that off onto like some mysterious third party or whatever, because he saw a celebrity had recently been targeted by an actual attack like that, where a hacker got into their account and faked their death. So anything for this guy to get 15 minutes. Anything. Imperium 14, on one hand, he deserves to be publicly shamed, but on the other, it gives him the attention he wants. And I totally agree with that. The thing is, I didn't talk about this before when he started this whole transgender faking experiment because I was just kind of like, I don't really want to give this guy attention. The problem we're seeing now is that he has gotten his hooks like in at the right angle to where he's getting attention on bigger platforms, and people who don't know this backstory, who don't know how mentally ill this man is and how like manipulative he is to try to get attention, they're gonna see that and they're just gonna be like, haha, see this guy like own the libs or whatever. And then people who are more liberal on the left leaning, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, look at what a joke like these conservatives are for believing this guy or whatever. So I just want to set the record straight. I'm not saying that this is, like that he's okay, let me put it this way. I'm not saying being conservative or being liberal is right or wrong. I'm saying that this guy is dangerous for everybody. And so everybody needs to be careful passing judgment off on the other side, on the other party in this situation. But I understand what you're saying for sure. That's why, like I said, I didn't talk about it until now, even though this started back in June. So, and I have screenshots from back in June, things that he has now deleted that I will show you because I was following this and I was, like keeping a little bit of evidence because I knew he was going to pull some shit like this. So, I watched Bachelor Nation off on for a while and barely remember him from any season. Yeah, he was like night one Caitlin Bristow. So it's been a while, and also he didn't really make it past. I mean, somebody correct me if he made it past night one. I don't remember that though. So, all right. So this guy, after faking his death, also faked, being in a gay relationship and being married to a man during a Pride Month for attention and for clicks. And someone in his family came out and said, no, he has a girlfriend. Like, he's never been married to a guy. He's not dating a guy, anything like that. So, it's been debunked. Also, he has been chasing after all these like reality TV stars on like shows that are they're relatively popular. I haven't personally watched them, but I've definitely heard of them. So like he basically stalked somebody from, what was it, like 1,000-Pound Sisters or something? Let me check. Yeah, so he was stalking one of the girls from 1,000-Pound Sisters. Hold on, I'll share my screen. Which is really weird. Okay, it's really weird to do that. So Bachelorette's Josh Seiter leaks nasty text from Amy Stanton as he tries to pursue a romance with 1,000-Pound Sister star. He like showed up where they lived, though. So again, he's passing this off as a story where like he was trying to be like some gentlemanly person or something, and like he stalked her. Like he was a stalker. I think he was kind of sauce on the Bachelorette. I would agree with that. Hey, Sniffle Ninja, what's up? Hey, Reg Angel, how you doing? All right. Josh 35 recently drove all the way to Kentucky to win the heart of TLC star Amy 35. So she didn't ask him to come to Kentucky. He stalked her there. Like, and look, like I don't want to say like different people are into different things, but like obviously his thing is reality TV stars, like anything to extend his 15 minutes of fame. And he also was, apparently dating at one point a transgender woman who came out and spoke out against the death hoax, which we will also get into. But like all the way to Kentucky, and apparently I think he lives here in Florida. I'm not sure. Amy Slayton has a new man sliding her DMs. She totally rejected him. Okay. After buying her flowers and gifts, the Bachelorette made it all the way to Dixon, Kentucky. I think they mean contestant. But he wasn't able to make contact with the 1,000-Pound Sister. So instead, he decided to slide into her DMs after publicly courting her for the past week. So this woman basically said no, no, no. And he showed up. She still said no. And so he starts, bombarding her on socials. All right. Early this morning, Josh posted to his Instagram story and announced that Amy had replied to his direct message. He then said, "Today is going to be a good day." Okay. A few hours later, he announced that Amy's sister Tammy was bad-mouthing him to bloggers because Amy was DMing him at 10 p.m. last night. He finished the post by saying, "Jealous much, Tammy." This is so sad. Josh then posted several screenshots of articles about his interaction with Amy over the past few days. That's weird, dude. Then tonight he teased, "Do you want to know what Amy said to me after I drove to Dixon to take her on a date?" Posting in 1 hour. Again, anything for attention, guys. 1 hour later, Josh kept his promise and posted screenshots of his and Amy's private messages on Instagram. Classy, Josh. I don't want to read this like word for word because I think you guys should go to the source article if you really want to, see it. But this is again a public website, so it's not like I'm, showing you anything behind a paywall, so I don't feel too bad about it. 1 hour later, Josh kept his promise. Okay, Josh sent a simple "Hey," after he was like publicly, like trying to bring attention to the situation. Amy shot back, "Go away. I don't want to be with you. I have a man. Stop being a weird stalker. You are a clout chaser." Josh replied, "I just want to get to know you, Amy," to which she replied with a simple "No." Take no for an answer, dude. His last message to her was sent at 2:37 a.m. and it said, "Please don't listen to what people say about me. I'm a good guy with a good heart." Hardly, dude. You faked your own death. Run away. He's not here. We're fine. All right. Josh's trip to Kentucky. On Wednesday, Josh drove 4 hours from Illinois to Kentucky to meet Amy. Josh wore a black suit and he brought McDonald's breakfast, 2 stuffed animals, Rice Krispie treats, Sour Patch Kids, half a dozen roses, and a card. This woman said no. Like, she said no multiple times. And, like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying, conservatives or liberals are bad. I'm saying both conservatives and liberals should be careful in embracing what this guy says because this is who this guy really is. He's an unchecked stalker who uses mental illness as an excuse and will do anything to get attention. And he will flip the switch in a way that makes you look bad if you embrace him. So stop. Like, and the reason I want to talk about this today is I see some bigger platforms, mostly conservative, having him on, and having him talk about his transgender experiment. I'm like, dude, that's not why he did this. You're going to lose credibility if you have this guy on your show because everything he says is a lie. So I don't care if you're conservative, if you're liberal, whatever. I'm saying this is a trap. Don't fall for it. Be careful. I don't care who you are. Just be careful. Snitzel Ninja, thank you for the $10. Roasty Toasty. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Alex P, this guy creeps me out so bad. He's the level of deranged like Laura, where it's obvious, yet somehow they're allowed to walk amongst normal people. I think we're all just lucky that this guy doesn't have a womb to fake pregnancies. But the thing is, and this, I believe this post has since been deleted. And if not, someone correct me. I did see a post from him several months ago, and I wish I had screen recorded this one, where he said he had gone to a doctor and my doctor confirmed that both men and women can get pregnant. And I was like, shut the fuck up, man. Shut up. So. Okay. I've never spoken to Amy or Tammy before, but I was just trying to show moral support. I know breakups and weight loss aren't easy and having positive reinforcement is helpful. So then he starts trying to downplay what he did. He was like, "Oh, I was just trying to be supportive." No, dude. You were trying to start a romance to get attention from another reality TV star and you failed. So after Amy's divorce was announced last week, I just left a comment saying I'm glad to hear she's single because I know her husband wasn't the greatest for her and I know breakups aren't easy. Then Amy posted another picture and I said she looked beautiful just to encourage her. Just to encourage her, but then you literally drove to her state with all these extravagant gifts and stuff. That's creepy as fuck, man. Josh added that he would be open to dating Amy if she'd be willing to get to know him. He said, "I do like bigger, curvy women. I would date her. Love is love. I like people's souls, and they seem to have good ones. I'd help them continue to get healthy. I encourage them to eat healthy like me and exercise." Dude, go the fuck away. Go away. I don't want to be with you. I have a man. Stop being a weird stalker. You are a clout chaser. That should be the end of the conversation right there, dude. Leave her alone. She doesn't want to talk to you. Just give me one chance to prove I can be the man you need in your life. And she says, I don't live in Dixon, Kentucky. So I guess he went to the wrong city. That's awesome. Yeah, the guy is a douchebag, huh? Oh my gosh. And there he is taking his picture in front of the sign, welcome to the city of Dixon. Josh said he was heartbroken by Amy's reply. Some lady he's never met, and he stalked her to Kentucky. Amy and her husband Michael recently announced they're getting a divorce. Okay. And this was how long ago was this, guys? I don't know. Okay, so this was not this past April, but the one before that. Okay. So this is from Seiter's family shared the news of his death. This is from the death hoax again. In a statement posted to his Instagram on Monday. So I'm wondering if he also tricked his family. Sounds like it. It is with extremely heavy heart that we share the tragic news of Joshua's unexpected passing, the statement read. As all who knew him can attest, Joshua was an incredibly bright light in an increasingly dim world. His fearless voice and indomitable spirit helped thousands of people in their darkest moments feel just a little less alone. Well, now Josh has dedicated his life, which he actually still has because he didn't actually die, he faked it, to trolling people, like people who might really need help, to minority groups, like just trolling anyone who basically like he can exploit for attention. So although our heartache at Joshua's passing pains up beyond measure, I think they mean us, we find comfort in knowing that he is finally at peace. We hope and pray that his spirit can continue to live on in the pictures and words on this page, which we will leave up for the time being. While we do that, we would kindly ask for privacy as we grieve. So the thing is, like, his family had to know he wasn't dead. So I'm thinking he wrote this. And then also, it reminds me of the episode of Friends where Chandler had like wrote on the high school reunion website or whatever that Ross died just to like prank him or whatever. And then Ross was like, no, keep up the prank. I want to see what people say about me. Like that's what I feel like this is. Like this is so disordered. It's ridiculous. Joanna says, I don't think it's conservative platforms having him on. I think it's more mainstream trying to be embracing and understanding. So Joanna, the problem with that is I have seen, and I won't name them here because I actually don't want to draw attention to it, to these larger platforms any more than I have to. Some larger conservative creators or podcasters or, shows have actually within the last week or so had him on and like talked about his experience trolling liberals or whatever. And so that's why I say conservative platforms need to be careful because they're, like having this guy on and taking his word as if it has value and it does not. Because he's going to turn around and he's going to make them look shitty because he's going to go around and say like, look, I made fun of the conservatives. I went on their shows and I lied to them straight up and look how they fell for it. That's what's going to happen. Because that's how he's going to get more attention. Once the attention from this wave, where he's on these conservative shows, on Rumble and stuff like that, dies down, he's going to turn around and be like, no, I did it to troll conservatives. So first it's I'm trolling liberals, then it's going to be I'm trolling conservatives. And I have some screenshots I'm going to show you where you can kind of see how he plays both sides and how he does this. Unfortunately, I do think at this point in time, he is preying on conservative platforms to get his attention. I'm not saying that they're stupid or anything for like listening to it. I'm just saying like he's not super well known in these larger circles. And he's presenting them a story that can like support some of what their kind of issues and their platforms are trying to promote. And like they are unfortunately now using this man as an example to further a point or further a point of view or belief or whatever. And he's going to turn around and he's going to stab him in the back with it. So I don't care, honestly, if it's conservative or liberal, I don't care what you are. I'm just saying this guy's going to turn around and stab you in the back. So just everybody should be careful. Jim says, live by the clout, die by the clout. Drunkest Turtle, you can't be in love with someone you don't even know. Disagree. I'm in love with you, so how dare you? All right. Seiter was a contestant on Caitlin Bristow's season of The Bachelorette in 2015, so it's been now almost 10 years. While Seiter's family did not disclose his cause of death, their statement concluded with, "For anybody who is experiencing a mental health crisis and needs help, the 988 SMS Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in distress, as well as prevention and crisis resources." Okay. On August 24th, Seiter shared a photo of himself on Instagram with the caption, "Surviving depression and anxiety one day at a time with a smile." And I have a screenshot of him from a few months ago. Not even, this is not even around this time, it's after this, where he just posted a black square that said goodbye on his Instagram. Knowing that he's done this before, knowing that he's faked his own unaliving, he posted an Instagram post that was just a black box that said goodbye. That's it. Just to scare people, just to get clicks. So he's not a good person. Joanna says, i.e., they need to vet better and do some research before they give anybody airtime. I agree, but this guy, like, I would never would have guessed that this guy was this fucking nuts. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. All right. So let's get into some of these screenshots that I got. Hold on, let me move back to this first. Okay, so this was after his death hoax, and after he, I guess, was... Okay, so this, yeah, he's still at this point saying that it was a hack. Seiter said an Instagram post falsely announcing his passing was a cruel joke and the result of a hack. Well, Josh is the hack, guys. Okay. A cruel joke falsely announcing his death, proclaiming the importance of having frank discussions about mental health. So, like, again, this was all a ploy for attention. If you're not open and honest, it precludes a connection to other people that are going through something similar. So I want to keep this in mind as well. The first thing we need to keep in mind is when he was talking about, you know, his father and his father having passed. The second thing we're going to keep in mind is this right here. If you're not open and honest, you know, basically he's talking about honesty and openness and all that. We need to keep those things in mind because you're going to be like, your jaw's going to be on the floor when I show these screenshots, which he has since deleted most of this stuff. Some of the Instagram posts, like the videos that I'm going to show you, like they're still up on his page, but the screenshots of comments and stuff like that, it's stuff that he's like deleted because he knows it's going to make him look bad. So this is weird. My account was hacked for the last 24 hours. I've been trying desperately to get into it. Yeah, no, obviously not. So he has no problem playing with people's emotions like that, apparently. All right, let's pull this up. I think I have to share my screen differently to show this. Hang on. Okay. I don't necessarily want to do it full screen, but I guess I will, because that's the only way I know how to do it with the audio. Hold on, let me pull this up on my phone. So just so I can read your comments while we're going through this, because I'm going to be going over this for a hot minute. Hang on. Can you guys hear what he's saying? Something's wrong with StreamYard to where I can no longer hear like what he's saying. So just let me know if you can. You can't hear? Okay. Hang on, let me fix this real quick, guys. Okay. Probably just need to... we can probably hear it if I do it like this. Hang on. One sec. Okay, let me know if you can hear this when I play it.
So I just got done dropping my friend off at her house, and we had gotten into it. We were having a conversation about all the issues that women face in this world. And she made a little comment that trans women don't have a full
okay, it works now for you guys.
experience.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is
and I went off on her.
We're gonna start over. I'll go full screen.
I told her she was wrong, and I explained why.
Okay. What the fuck? What's happening with my Dropbox right now? Okay. I think we can all see and hear now. Hang on, I'm just double checking. What's happening with my Dropbox? Okay. So I'm gonna have to mute myself while I'm watching so I can listen to the sound at the same time. But hold on.
I look like a hot mess today. I just wanted to vent a little bit. I feel like dates can be so cheap. The last couple of dates that I've gone on, I've expected the guy to pay because I feel like the man should pay for the first date, and they just don't want to. And so I just had a date earlier this afternoon, and I sat there when the bill came, and finally I just said, the guy should pay first, and kind of pushed it towards him. And he said, well, in that case, you should pay. And I just thought, that is so rude. And I just don't understand what the issue is. I feel like everyone's trying to get something for free these days. I don't understand. I just want to go on a date and have the man be a gentleman and treat me right, treat me like a woman. So if any of you are having the same experience, let me know. Hey, everyone. Let me know.
Okay. Let me know if you can hear me now, because I'm going to stop between each clip and I'm going to make some comments, but I'm having to kind of do some interesting finagling here because StreamYard has been causing me some issues for a minute unless Brad or Bruce knows how to fix it. I don't know what to do. Okay, cool. So that first clip is another thing we need to keep in mind as we're watching this is like him saying like the man should pay or whatever and all that stuff, because he's going to contradict that with something even more ridiculous in a few minutes. With a bathing suit. Yeah, no, he did not try very hard. So he was pretending to be a transgender woman, and nobody was really falling for it. So you can see the comments here, like, you should be insecure, you need mental health treatment, like stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I'm owning the libs or whatever. And I'm like, first of all, once again, guys, I don't care about your politics. I don't care what you are. But this is just ridiculous bait that he's kind of like throwing out there just to get more clicks and more comments and stuff like that. So like some of the comments you'll see, like, I don't think any of these comments here are libs who are being owned. You know what I mean? Like, look at the comments. Like, this did not accomplish what he thinks it accomplished. Like, everybody, I feel like most everybody knew that he was faking it. And he, like, is like, oh, I own the libs. They totally thought I was for real. And I'm like, no, there were like a few people who were just like being overly cautious and trying to be accepting because they were trying to be nice to him. And like, he was a piece of shit to those people because they were like trying to be supportive and stuff like that. But like most people, myself included, did not fall for this at all. And so now he's going on these like conservative media outlets trying to like exploit conservative platforms to be like, look, I own the libs, because he just wants to get attention. And like when it suits him, and I'll show you some screenshots of this later too, when it suits him, he also exploits liberal platforms. He also tries to say conservatives are bad. So this man is like playing both sides, pulling like all kinds of wild strings. It's just ridiculous. But this gets weirder and weirder as it goes on. I mean, oh my God. I can't even explain. You just have to see it for yourself, which is what I'm going to let you do. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to stop between some of these clips and I'm going to make some comments, but there's some nonsense going on here.
So I just wanted to get on here and document this. I was feeling really insecure today when I put on this swimsuit. Just body image issues coming up and a lot of other things. There's been a lot of negative comments about my body hair, and people saying really nasty things about me, but I'm trying to be strong and I'm trying to be brave. So I'm wearing this to the beach today in Chicago. One of my favorite things about living here is we have a few beaches. So anyways, if you're feeling insecure, don't listen to the haters. Do you, be beautiful, be bold. You got this. Bye, guys.
Okay, so here we are again with this. He's going into another clip, but I'm going to pause it and talk about the swimsuit thing for a second. Like, that guy is obviously not actually trans. Like, he's clearly trolling. I have never seen a man or a woman wear a swimsuit like that before. And like, I'm not one to like body shame, like, because I'm clearly not perfect. I think that everyone should just kind of like, you know, if you want to dress like that, that's fine, whatever. But like, this guy is clearly doing it for attention and not because this is who he really is and how he wants to express himself. He's doing it for clicks. Like, I've never seen somebody worse at trolling. Like, it's so obvious. Like, this guy isn't, I don't know, man. Loud Little Ducky says no on the bathing suit. I agree. That's a no on the bathing suit. Reg Angel says the message would be good if it was from someone else. Dude, I agree. If it was from someone sincere, like, cool, whatever. But I agree with the people in these comments. Like, look at this. This is satire. Still a sad man. Now you're just gay. Sad man smiling in makeup. Like, people aren't falling for this, and he's trying to like pass it off as like some huge own against like liberal people or whatever. And I'm just like, nobody cares. Like, nobody believed you. Like, I mean, I care because I think it's a really shitty thing to do, and I also think that he is mocking both like liberal and conservative people alike, and I think it's shitty and that he gets to get away with that. But I don't like I said, this is going to be part of a larger conversation that we'll get into after these clips about how mental health is an explanation but not an excuse, to where like this guy shouldn't get away with being an asshole like this just because he's sick. Like, at some point, you know what? Like I said, we'll get into that after the clips. I don't want to go off on a tangent because I know you guys came here for the receipts. So okay. For the receipts. So okay.
I'm getting a lot of questions about whether
All right, so some of this stuff, guys, had copyrighted audio, so I had to mute it. So he's basically saying, I used to be a man, but then I became a happy woman. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Okay, and here we'll get into some more.
I'm getting a lot of questions about whether I'm going to keep lifting now that I'm transitioning. Of course.
As you guys can see, he's touching on hot button issues, and I'll show some more screenshots of that after this like video clip stuff. But he is touching on hot button issues to try to get attention. Competing as a woman, I believe he saw the Leah Thomas issue and how people were arguing about that, and he was like, I can totally get clicks off of that. So that's what he's doing right here. Again, it's not because he's conservative or liberal, it's because he wants your clicks.
Of course I am. The gym has been a huge part of my life ever since I was a teenager. That's not going to stop. It's just my workouts are going to look a little bit different. I'm going to be doing higher reps, lower weight, working on sculpting my muscles instead of adding mass. And I still plan on lifting competitively. I want to enter some powerlifting meets in the women's division. There's just a lot of rules and regulations that come with that. So that'll be a long journey. And I won't be lifting as much. I'm a way less, so I'm about 190 now. I plan to get down to about 160 pounds. And so at that weight, I should be able to still do pretty good. I plan on hopefully bench pressing 275. My goal is to deadlift 315 and squat about 345. So Nothing's going to change. It's just going to look a little bit different.
Okay, so, sorry, I saw someone's comment that I wanted to respond to. Andy, I wonder if he wore lipstick at the gym. So I have a screenshot of this too, but no, somebody who knows somebody who was close to him had photos of him where he was like actually just dressing regularly like a guy. Like he wasn't actually doing, like he put on this stuff to do like some Instagram posts, and then he went right back to just like being himself. So it's even more damning because somebody close to him or his family or whatever, they came out and said like, no, we have proof of this. Like he's not actually a trans person, that kind of stuff. So Imperium 14, it's not because he's conservative or liberal, but because he's an asshole. I agree with that. And it's not because he's mentally ill either. It's because he's an asshole. Like people with mental illness, again, I will try not to go off on a tangent right now because I'm going to wait till the end of the clips. But people with mental illness who have these kind of thoughts, like I could do this or that because I want like this kind of attention for this or that reason. Maybe it's a specific person. Maybe it's just generally wanting attention. Like if you are a responsible adult and like you're not cripplingly like you're not crippled by your mental illness in a way that you're disabled, like you have no excuse for behaving like this. You can go to therapy. You can take your meds. Like there's no reason that you should be able to do this stuff with impunity. Like there's no reason you should be able to get away with this stuff and for people to be like, "Oh, well, he's like clearly he's mentally ill. We should just leave him alone." No. You should hold him to a higher standard. Because mental illness is not an excuse. It's not an excuse to behave like this, to manipulate people like this. It's not something that you should just be like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. He's mentally ill. No, he should do something about it. He should go to therapy. He should work through his issues. He was the one saying he wanted to be open and honest and wanted to be a mental health advocate. So go to fucking therapy and put the phone down. That's how I feel about it. I don't believe that having a personality disorder or any disorder really, unless you are, like clinically disabled and incapable of functioning because of your illness, which does happen, but lots of people exploit that, right? It does happen, but it's not happening to this man. This man can do better. He chooses not to because he's an ass. So, all right. This just gets wilder and wilder. Hang on, guys.
Everyone, so not sure if you knew, but
hold on, I'll play that bit one more time. There was no sound on this clip. Some of them, like I said, don't have clips because of the licensed audio, but hang on.
And squat about 345. So nothing's going to change. It's just going to look a little bit different.
Okay. You thought it was the trunks, but really you were just in the wrong body. Here's the thing. That's the same body. He didn't do anything to his body. Like, really, you were just in the wrong body. There's no difference in your body right there, man. You're just putting on some girl, you took her swimsuit and you put it on. Like, that's what it is. Yeah. I'm going to need another beer for this. Yeah, I understand. I understand for sure. Therapy doesn't work until the person is ready to take accountability. You have to be open and ready for that process. The thing is, like, if we continue to enable this kind of shit and we don't like call it out and talk about it and all that, like stuff that's kind of hard to do because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but you got to be truthful with them. Like we have to do that. Otherwise they'll never change. I think a lot of us who have struggled with mental illness, like we have had to hear some harsh realities, some like hard takes from people who are in our lives. But like the reality is the world is not going to be tailored to your existence. Like if you have an illness, it's your responsibility to make sure you're getting treatment. Unless, like I said, you're clinically disabled, but this man is not. If this man was clinically disabled, he wouldn't be doing this. He wouldn't be all over the Instagram all the time. You know what I mean? Like he's not disabled like in a crippling way to where he can't function. Like he can go to therapy. He can do better. He just chooses not to. And the screenshots I'm going to show you later, you're going to see him basically admit to exactly why he does it. It's because he needs attention. He needs clicks. So I read that in Phoebe voice. All right, let's keep going. But like I said, this is not a wrong body situation. It's the same fucking body. He did nothing different.
Everyone, so not sure if you knew, but normally I wear contacts, but I ran out. So today I'm in glasses. I just got back from the gym, and I just want to say one thing I am truly grateful for is Planet Fitness. They have been awesome during my transition. Ever since I talked to management and let them know I was transitioning, they let me use the locker room that I identify with. So they have been fantastic. Little things like that just go a long ways in validating me and affirming me and letting me know that that's a safe space for me to exist in. So it's day 6 of being a girl.
That was fucking ridiculous. Like, don't go around harassing local businesses like that for your experiment. That's fucking bullshit. I don't think he actually went there. I think he made the whole thing up. I don't think that actually happened. And if it did, I feel terrible for the people who work there and the people who were in that locker room, because he has now essentially subjected them to a potential sexual harassment. We know this guy's a stalker. We know he'll follow someone to a different state where they live and show up with gifts. And now you want this man who admits that he's not a transgender woman. He's just a man. This man, if he's telling the truth, went into a women's locker room and invaded their privacy. So how about that, Josh? That's pretty inappropriate. You want to talk about how you sexually harassed other women or subjected them to your sexual harassment by doing that? You want to talk about how other women probably felt unsafe because you did that? I think maybe you should just come out and tell the truth that you never went to Planet Fitness and asked them about the locker room. Either way, you're a pretty gross person.
And I am loving it. Everyone's so nice to me. Everyone's been so nice to me in public. Not online. Everyone's really mean. But in public, I feel like customer service is so much better now that I'm a woman. When I was a man, I feel like nobody really tried to be helpful. Everyone just assumed I could take care of myself.
I'm going to try to let a couple
girl,
of these play without stopping,
helpful,
because it's
so
like there's like
nice
12 minutes of
everywhere I
clips.
go. So that's one of the things that I'm like super grateful for. But anyways, just wanted to hop on and say day 6 of being a girl. Bye. Hey everyone. So I just wanted to jump on here. Sorry, I'm looking like a mess today. And address some comments that I keep seeing. I keep seeing things like, oh, she's going to regret this. Oh, she's going to change her mind in 3 months. She's going to detransition. Seeing comments like that is really hurtful. My decision to transition was not an easy one. It was something that I made with the encouragement of loved ones and medical professionals, and it was not something that was easily arrived at. So I understand that I can't control what people comment or how they view my transition, but I would just ask that you think before you comment and ask yourself if what you're saying is productive, is it kind, and I think we'd all be a little better off if we just thought before we commented and did things. Hey everyone! So I am a little annoyed. It is getting really hard for me to grow a beard now. It's very difficult. My hair's coming in a lot thinner and a lot slower. So I'm a little sad about that. I didn't think I was gonna miss my beard as much as I do, but I do. I feel like a part of me is gone. And it's just kind of hard for me to deal with, but I know I'll get used to it. I know it bothered a lot of people. So I'm trying to get used to like a clean shaven face. So anyways, there's going to be things that I miss along this journey. That's okay. There's even more things that I'm discovering that I love. So yeah, like with anything, it's a give and a take. So anyways, I just wanted to check in with you guys. I hope you're all having a great day. Bye everyone. Hey everyone. So
Jesus Christ. Greg Angel says his voice is like nails on a chalkboard. I agree. I agree. I wonder how many times he changed in his car before he got out. Is this the natural voice of this person? Gemma, you're going to hear some voice cracks towards the end of this video. So yeah. And I like this comment from this person. It's a little blurry, but we'll see in a second. You should navigate your way towards some psychological help. When he says navigating girlhood together. So yeah, he's pretty gross. Why would bothering other people matter if he was being his true self? It wouldn't, but like he just wants attention, right? And so like the problem with this guy in particular is he's not well known enough that like these platforms that are picking up his story would know that he's full of shit. So like he's saying, "Oh, I totally faked being trans to own the libs or whatever," but like the problem is that's obviously not why he did it, because he faked his own death. He faked being married to a man. He pretended that he was black. Like he tried to pretend he was a black person, and we'll get to that later in the screenshots. But he was like, "I'm black." You know what I mean? Like, how dare you, dude? Like, what is wrong with you? So people who don't know this man's whole backstory, they're going to run with it, right? But then it's going to be embarrassing for them later because they're going to be like, "Oh, wait, he's actually just really, like, really shitty. He's a really shitty person." So, okay.
I have to be honest. I've seen a lot of the mean comments from other women under my posts, and I just have to say, we are all navigating girlhood together. And I think it's important that we work together instead of against each other. There's power in numbers, and helping each other and lifting each other up is always better than tearing each other down. So you can share tips with me and advice. I can share tips with you.
So this next thing we're going to see here is why I wanted you to keep in mind that this man said his dead father was like one of the hardest reasons, like the hardest things he had to deal with, like his father dying. And then it was like one of the things that stressed him out the most in his year of fake suicide. You know what I mean? So hold on, let me roll back to make sure we get the whole clip, but take a look at this. Keep that in mind, that he was talking about his father dying being like such a hard thing for him. And this man, knowing, because he has since, if you just jumped in and you didn't see the beginning of this, like he has since admitted that he was not actually transgender, that he was doing an experiment to own the libs. So like keep that in mind while we watch this next clip.
Share tips with me and advice. I can share tips with you.
Before my dad died, he made me promise to always be a strong man. Okay. Sadly, I couldn't be that man for my dad. So I made my dad a new promise to always be the woman he'd be proud to have as a daughter. That's fucked. Like, that's so fucked. Your dead dad, Josh, should be ashamed of you. Your father should be ashamed of you. How dare you, dude? Like, that's terrible. Is the order of this lead with the father passing away, by the way, is the dad actually dead? I assume that he is. Otherwise, the brother or somebody would have come out and said he's not. But honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he faked that too. But no, I think his father did pass away, and I think that his father would be ashamed of his behavior. And I don't even know the guy, you know what I mean? But if he wasn't ashamed of this behavior, I would question, you know, yikes. Like Space says, did his dad die of embarrassment? Oof. That's dark. That's dark. But yeah, no, it's... And this clip, again, this just gets more bizarre as it goes on, guys. This is even more bizarre because he's just trying so hard to get the limelight that he would actually say what he's about to say right now. Hang on.
Hey everyone, I'm outside the DNC showing my support to Palestinians. I know if I was in their country, they would accept me with open arms, so I just want to do the same here. So, hey everyone, I'm outside the DNC showing my support to Palestinians. I know if I was in their country, they would accept me with open arms, so I just want to do the same here. So, hey everyone.
Okay. Nobody fell for that. Nobody fell for that.
So I just got done dropping my friend off at her house, and we had gotten into it. We were having a conversation about all the issues that women face in this world, and she made a little comment that trans women don't have the full female experience. And I went off on her, and I told her she was wrong, and I explained why forcefully. And her boyfriend came in from the other room when he heard our voices being raised, and he starts going off on me and starts lecturing me about what it's like to be a woman. And I said, how are you going to lecture me about what my life is like? And he goes, well, you know all about mansplaining, don't you? And I said, excuse me? And so I just don't like this. I don't like when men invade women's spaces, when they silence our opinions, and when our voices aren't heard. That's not okay. And I don't know why it's normalized. Why we normalize that. Hey, everyone.
All right, this next clip is possibly the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like it's just the worst. This guy is just the worst. Runner X, dude looks like he's making fun of trans people, clearly not pulling it over on anyone. That's definitely true. That's definitely true, isn't it? I can't punch this guy through the IG screens, but seriously, yeah. Also, guys, I always forget, but I just remembered, if you could please like this stream for me, it would really help me out. So more people will see it. But okay, we're gonna watch this next clip, but I gotta tell you, it's a monster. It's a real monster. Like, oof. Whew. Okay. Here we go.
Everyone. So I have my cat Ollie here, who I've had for about 6 years. And I've just been noticing over time he's been getting a little more effeminate. Just the way he kind of prances around and uses the litter box. And so because of this, I've adopted gender neutral speech with Ollie. And so I think this is really important. If you just look at the science in the animal kingdom, there's actually a lot of animals that fall into the LGBTQIA category. Did you know freshwater snails are actually born hermaphroditic? And there's also some fishes that go from one gender to another after their mate dies. So I think it's just important that we don't assume our pet's gender or assume that they're a cisgendered animal. It is possible that they may be part of the LGBTQIA animal community. Hey,
Okay, so that was a lot. A lot. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. Just like, if you're a person who, and I don't speak a lot on political things as far as like my beliefs and all that, or even some human rights issues, just because I think that's just some stuff I don't step into publicly. If you are a person who believes that people are bad for gendering their animals, you should leave. I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry. That's too much. That's way too much. Batty McBatface. This guy is telling on himself as to how he perceives women. Correct. And also, he like his family, I think it was his brother. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure, has come out and said like he's had a girlfriend this whole time. Like, he's literally just doing this for attention. So, okay. And it just like, I know you think it can't get any weirder than that, but it does somehow. So we're almost done with this montage. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys.
Everyone, I'm so sorry. I'm really struggling right now. Oh, you guys know that I'm attracted to women, and that's usually who I date. And what I didn't expect with this transition is now that I'm a woman, that means I'm gay and I'm a lesbian. This is not what I planned on when I transitioned. I don't know how to process. Hey,
No, wait for this next clip, man. No, wait for this next clip. Okay, this is how ridiculous this guy is. This guy sucks.
everyone. So I have some really good news to share with you guys. I'm so happy, so relieved. I just got done with a really great session with my therapist, and he shared some great news with me. I'm not gay. Just because I'm a woman that's attracted to
I'm sure Tammy from Thousand Pound Sister is relieved that he's not gay.
Women doesn't mean I'm gay. He let me know, Josh, your biology that was assigned to you at birth was boy. And since you've always been attracted to women, that means you are straight. Even though now you've transitioned and become a woman, it doesn't change your orientation. That stays the same. You were straight and you are still straight, even though you're a woman now.
Guys, I try not to comment. I really do, but that one just got to me. I just did it. I was like, you should fake your death again. Like, I'm not kidding.
And so this thing just made me feel really good. And I'm so grateful that I've had him in my corner throughout this whole thing. He's been so amazing. And so I just wanted to share that with you all. I'm just so happy. So anyways, I need to go, but I just wanted to share that with you. Bye, everyone.
Listen, this guy, he rivaled Laura in the fake crying department. Like, that was so bad. So bad. Oh, man. All right, let's see. I got some interesting screenshots here. Let me see if I can find the good ones. Okay. So this is basically like showing his actual reason for, you know, doing all this stuff. Give me 1 sec. Nope, it won't let me do that. Hang on, but you guys can see that, right? It won't let me full screen a photo, will it? Nope, that's not it. I need to get a new program because I use Vegas Pro for my videos, my edited videos, and if I use Adobe, I might be able to navigate things better, but it costs money, so yikes. Let me see if I can open this with Dropbox Replay. What is that? Okay. There we go. Okay. So Josh Seiter official says, I spent 12 hours a day for 6 months putting together my story highlights, which not one person has acknowledged, seemingly used, or interacted with me about. I spent 7 years endlessly posting about mental health and body positivity. Let's not forget that some of that was faking your own death, Josh. And engagement was nil. That's because no one believes you. Politics gets people engaged. Pouring thousands of hours into positive mental health posts doesn't even move the dial an inch. That's because you're not taking care of your mental health and you can't say anything credible related to your mental health because you're still faking your entire fucking life. You suck, man. Get some help. Maybe then you can talk about mental health. But nobody should aspire to be like you, asshole. Pouring thousands of hours into positive mental health posts doesn't even move the dial an inch. So at a certain point, you have to give the people what they want, and it's clearly political issues. No. So the thing is, like, people who are like looking at political posts and stuff like this, like, they don't know him. They don't know who he is. They don't know what he's done. And so, like, it's easy to reach. You cast a wider net, right? And you're going to get some more fish. So, like, it's easier for him to get people engaged because they don't know who he is. They just think he's a person who faked being transgender, or at the time they think he was a transgender person. Like, he's just casting a wider net because what he wants isn't to help people. It isn't to spread awareness for mental illness or anything like that. It's not to help people who have depression or to help people who have gone through the struggles that he has. He could spend his life like that, being a decent person and having a good impact on the world, but instead he does this because it's not about mental health. It's not about body positivity. It's not about anything good. It's about clicks. Josh. Painstaking mental health post that took me 30 hours to make, 20 comments and likes. Political post that took 5 seconds to make, almost 2,000 responses and comments, and 25,000 likes. It's simple math. Way to put yourself out there, man. Like, way to air it all out. You're just an asshole who only cares about views and clicks. Like, you don't care about what you're actually saying. Like, some of us who get a lot less than that, like some of us who are content creators and stuff, and this is just a hobby for me. Like, I don't care if 3 people watch this video or 3,000. You know what? You're an asshole. And those 3 people, if only 3 people were ever come across this, like, they should know who you are and what you've done. Nobody should be fooled by this man's scam. And it's unfortunate that he's able to reach so many people and to trick them into thinking that he's worth their time, worth their platform, worth their money. The guy's just a dick. Jennifer, thank you for the 14. I have a little money I share. Thank you very much. You're always so nice and generous. I appreciate you, Jennifer. Okay. The lack of empathy, and this is from Sunshine, the lack of empathy is creepy. You think immersing himself into this community would give him something to think about. Well, let's look at these screenshots, more of these screenshots, and see, because he did fake it very well. Fake being empathetic, fake, caring. So the problem I'm having is like sharing the tabs on StreamYard. Hang on. Okay. And this is, I think we already looked at this, but you guys can kind of see what I'm getting at. So like the stuff that I want to show you, it's going to show up here on the right side, right? So he says, I was the one who behind my own death statement. Last year was one of the most agonizing times of my existence. So this is like, and I showed you guys this pretty early on in the video, I think. So let's not go through the rest of that, but okay, here's one. Can trans women be hairy? And he's clearly not trying. Like, he's clearly baiting. Like, this guy, like, he put on a bow and a little thing around his neck, and he's just like, this'll work. I'll get clicks for this. Okay. Statements. You were in the top 7.6% of all creators. On what fucking platform, you jackass? Okay. And then a lot of these are just comments from people on his posts. I think this is all an act for years. You've done nothing but try to get attention. And then over here says the guy whose entire account is just mirror selfies. I'll pass. And I'll give it to him. That would actually be really funny if he wasn't the one being a dick. So, oh my gosh. All right. Lost my place there. Here we go. To anyone who feels judged by the same group that claims to love them, I hear you. Sometimes our community acts more like an immature, shallow middle school clique than the accepting and loving group they claim to be. Hopefully, my journey demonstrates that you're not alone and that you are worthy simply by virtue of you existing in all your imperfect forms. So think about what a manipulative piece of shit this guy has to be to post stuff like this and to chastise people who call him out for faking it. Like, That's not a flex, man. That's not something that you should be famous for. It's not something that should get you attention. You're just an asshole. Like, all you are is an asshole. You've proven to be nothing else. This is all you think about, is manipulating people on fucking Instagram. You don't have a life. And if you do, it's vastly different from the one that you fake. I didn't expect to be trucking until after midnight. Twisted Life says it's like he posts for only engagement, good or bad. And I'm going to show you in a second that that's exactly right. You got it right. So, okay. So I'm just trying to close some of these tabs that we're not using anymore. Okay. Okay. So he put on his story here 100. Oh no, but the Trumpers aren't genuine. I'm so sorry this has happened. I think the biggest issue is that the gays have a hard time accepting that such a gorgeous man realizes that he is more comfortable as a woman. That's not your fault, just a sad explanation. So, first of all, he's again manipulating people with his fake trans identity, but like also he's saying like Trumpers aren't genuine, like he agrees with that. So like he's shitting on both conservatives and liberals alike. Like he's not a good person. He doesn't align with you, whoever you are. Like this guy is just a scrambled egg brain. Like he doesn't care. Would you vote for a Kamala Hillary ticket? So like again, this is just for engagement farming, like, and you're gonna see this throughout these screenshots. Like he just posts things that he thinks will get clicks and reactions. Okay. No, because you are a narcissistic piece of work. I'm just waiting for your next gimmick. Faked your death. Fake you are trans. I'm guessing next will be either running for office or maybe a furry. Who knows? And then he goes, I love how angry you are and how much control I have over your emotional state. Makes me smile. That's the first true thing I think this man has ever said in his life. What an asshole. All right, and these are just like more examples of comments like not believing that he was trans, and he was like, "Oh, I totally own the libs," but like people made these comments about how they don't believe him and stuff, and he deleted a lot of them, and he deleted a lot of the posts that he made that people didn't react positively to. I followed you for a long time and supported you throughout, but I'm really confused now, and I don't want to seem mean, but I really want to understand. At first, I thought you were straight and then gay. Then you announced that you're bisexual. So what is this? Does this affect who you date? Will you shave and start becoming more feminine? Like people who are trying to be nice to this guy and support him are actually like asking questions and stuff like that. And he's like, haha, I owned you. Like that's again, that's not a flex, man. Like people were being nice to you and trying to help you through whatever you were going through, which to most of us it was clearly fake. Like and he's being such a dick to these guys. Nobody should support this man because just looking at this alone, you should see that he is an asshole to people who support him. Because his response to that, I'm trans and bi, nothing's changed, you're just confused. Like this person is asking some legit questions given this man's presentation and what he's putting out into the universe. Like, what an asshole. And this is just more examples of people who don't, believe he's trans, and he wasn't, rightfully so. Okay, and then he goes, I'm trans, not sure what there is to mock, but okay. And that's a response to people saying he's mocking, the community or whatever. So, like, he didn't trick anyone, but he did try to gaslight people who called him out on it. Like, this guy's a manipulative asshole. Like, this is a personality disorder to a T. All right? This is not, like, a person who you should look up to or trust or put on your platform. Like, I would never have that man on my YouTube channel. You know what I mean? That's saying something. Like, there's a short list of people that I would never talk to on YouTube, and that is David Gingras, Laura Owens, and Josh Seiter. That's about it. I don't know. This feels like another of your games. Honestly, it doesn't seem genuine. And then Josh says, it's interesting how closed-minded, shallow, and looks-based certain people are, and it's always the ones claiming to be tolerant and open-minded. Funny how that works. It's odd. I find the most acceptance from people who consider themselves conservative. It's the liberal and progressive people on my page who are the most judgmental. This whole experience is really making me reconsider my political party and who I'm going to vote for. So here he's saying, like if you're liberal, or if I think you're liberal and you're asking questions, if you're questioning my authenticity, which we know he was not being authentic, then you're bad. You're a bad liberal and all that stuff. And then he's like, I'm going to vote for conservatives because you're such a bad liberal for questioning me. But they should question him because he was lying. And we all knew he was lying. So this guy is just showing his ass right now. Like, he's just showing what a shitty person he is. Like, what, honest to God, person like who fakes his own death and is just like, okay, I'm gonna redeem myself by being honest and advocating for mental health and being open and sincere. And then he fakes being transgender and puts down all the people who are like questioning it, like validly questioning it, or being supportive of him. So like, he shits on you if you question it. He shits on you if you support him. He's just a bad person. And it's not because of his mental illness. That's why I'm saying mental health might explain things, but it doesn't excuse him. He didn't do this because he has a mental health problem. He did it because he's a shitty person. If this was like a mental health symptom that he like didn't like know right from wrong and he couldn't understand what he was doing, that'd be one thing. But he knows this is wrong. He knows this is wrong. That's why he came out and said it was an experiment to own the libs, because he's just a dick. He seems very bitter and mean-spirited. He is. Josh will be here in 2 minutes. Okay. Sure he will. How long ago did this happen? Maybe he was getting tips from Laura's Medium post. Dude, it actually started back in May, I think. It was like May, June. So it was around the time of the court case, or like, you know. Jim says it's okay. He'll come out with a post saying he's autistic and he explains everything. Honestly, this guy probably will pull a Laura. You know what I mean? He probably will do that. Oh, man. All right, let's keep going. This is just more posts of people who did not agree with his comments. And the reason I like screenshotted those was because he's like, I owned everyone. And I'm just like, well, clearly not, because these comments are showing that people didn't believe you, but he deleted those comments, or most of them anyways, not all of them. Like, I followed you for years. I do, however, think I've reached my point of having to unfollow. So like, most people are even being respectful when they say stuff like that. And he's just like, I owned you. Like, no, you didn't own anybody. You just showed your ass. And it's not a very photographic ass. So put it away. I honestly feel like it's another game. You dated a trans woman and broke up with her because you were ashamed of her. You faked your death on social media, and now this. You seem like you truly need professional help. When you're a clout chaser, nobody will ever know when you're genuine. And then Josh said, big no there. Again, gaslighting. Just showing what a terrible person he is. You need to stop, dude. You've gone too far with this nonsense and appropriating stuff just for attention. It makes me sick to my stomach, the levels of narcissism you reach. Get help. He says, LOL, unfollow if you can't respect my body and my choice. Your bigotry won't be tolerated in this safe space. I have bodily autonomy, whether you like it or not. So he's like calling people bigots for telling the truth, basically. Like, that, it's ridiculous. Oh, and then there's just a comment that I wrote. Not to mention he previously pretended to be engaged to a man during Pride Month. He did fake a gay marriage as well. That's true. Okay. And this is just somebody else disagreeing. And like, you guys can pause and read these if you want to, but you don't have to. I just wanted to save some of them because I knew that he would delete them. Please seek help. There is something mentally wrong with you that you're using the trans community for attention. Leave them alone and protect whatever modicum of sanity you have left. He says, I'm trans. I'm sorry you're so bigoted and narrow-minded. You can't respect my right to exist. Please get some help for that atavistic viewpoint. So outdated. So, again, he's doubling down on being an asshole here. And then this is on a post. I think I have a screenshot of the post somewhere where he's like talking about being liberal, or like, who should I vote for, or whatever, or is it voting for Trump bad? And he does that stuff for clicks. Okay. And I'm just gonna pass through some of these guys, but like I said, you can pause and read them later if you want to. Someone says, I really used to look up to you, but right now you're just out of control. I really hope you get the help you need. Straight bi, confused, political, depressed, anxiety, now trans. I just can't. And he says, there's this thing called a follow button. Try hitting it. Pretty cool invention. Okay. Here's one of his posts where he's just wearing a stupid ass purple wig. After hiding this part of me for so many decades, I can't explain how liberating it is to go in public as Jay. I'm so grateful I get to share this private side of me with the world and don't have to relegate it to the confines of my home or imagination. I can't express the amount of gratitude I have for everyone who's supported me in my transition journey. Your gratitude wasn't that much because you were fucking lying to them the entire time. Like, this stupid man just alienated everyone who would have supported him through thick and thin. Congrats. A lot of hate from the LGBTQ gatekeepers and nothing but support from Trumpers. May have to reconsider who I vote for. This is what I'm talking about. Like, everything he does is a political statement. Like, it's all, and it doesn't matter. Like, sometimes he's pretending to be conservative. Sometimes he's pretending to be liberal, right? Like, it's not, there's no one category that this man fits into except for asshole. He is an asshole. Like, this is all people who were like trying to talk to him, like reason with him and stuff, and he ignored it. And like, people were saying, I feel like he's doing a social experiment, stuff like that. And then he's like, I totally owned everyone. Like, no, you didn't. You just made an ass out of yourself. Okay, here, Paul Hannon says, when did you really know you wanted to transition to becoming a woman? Josh says, I've known since I was different since I was 5 or 6. It's something I always struggled with privately. Knowing I want to fully transition was a much more recent decision / realization. But in another post, in other comments, he said, I've been a woman since I was 6. So clearly he was lying. Somebody said, transitioning to what? Another person said, whatever will get him attention at the moment. And they're right about that. Okay, and then here, Nick Howard 7796 said, I read somewhere where his brother says he actually has a girlfriend. In my honest opinion, I think he's doing this all for attention, and I'm from the LGBTQ community. I'm sure he'll change his mind and decide on something else just like he did in the past, just my opinion. So again, like, the brother, this will not be the first time the brother came out and like debunked some shit Josh was saying. So and here's one of his posts. Dear Warriors, I have struggled with my gender identity and resulting feelings of guilt and shame for as long as I can remember. I spent the last 3 decades taking great pains to keep the side of me private. I felt I had no choice, given my upbringing in a strictly religious conservative family. As I have gotten older, I have tried my hardest to project the expected image of a strong, masculine son and brother. However, I no longer want to hide who I am, and I no longer want to deal with the mental turmoil that comes with suppressing such an important of me. I think he left a word out there. So I ask for your thoughts and prayers and patience as I transition. I know it will take time for everyone, including myself, to adjust. I simply ask that you accept me now, just as you did before. I love you all. Jay. Julia Ann says, unpopular opinion, that purple wig did nothing wrong. It would not have done anything wrong except that it was a lie and he was using it to pass himself off as a transgender person when he was not. So otherwise, sure, whoever wants to wear a purple wig should wear a purple wig, dude. I don't care. I don't care if you wear a purple wig, just don't be an asshole. And this guy's an asshole, so he doesn't meet the requirements. All right. Here he says, I'm not religious and I know what I feel inside. I'm doing what makes me happy. Talking to an invisible sky god doesn't accomplish anything. So he responded to somebody who was talking about God and how God created him or whatever. And it's interesting because if you look at some of his posts, like he does talk about God and religion, and he asks questions about God and religion, and like, what can God do for us, or like, can God do this for us? You know what I mean? And then he's like, oh no, I'm not religious. Like, okay, just pick a side, buddy. Is it okay that there's drag queen story hour in front of 3 to 11-year-olds? Why? Do you think a transgender woman would post that? No. So he just does this shit for political gain, like for clicks. And you're going to see some more of that right here. Would you feel safer next to a liberal or a card carrying member of the NRA? Why? So everything he does is political. And that goes back to the comment I showed you guys earlier where he admitted he only, like changed all his posts to politics because he wanted more attention. I'm bi, what are you? Can God change our orientation? Why ask that if you're, don't believe in Sky Daddy or whatever? Can woke curriculum turn children gay? Again, just for clicks. Like he's doing this for engagement. This is clear engagement farming. And then here was what I was talking about earlier where it just says goodbye. This man who previously faked his death and is saying that he's going to now use his platform to be honest and open and educate people just posts a black box saying goodbye. Just for attention. And then he says, stop trying to gatekeep what other people can post on their page. It's anti-freedom and anti-democratic, and that bigotry won't be tolerated here. This is a safe space for open-minded people. If you aren't okay with that, hit the unfollow button. And then this person's like, what? When did I say you can't post anything? Can a white person identify as black if they believe they're transracial? And here, guys, we get to where Josh Seiter tried to fake. He didn't do it very well. He didn't pull it off. He tried to fake being a black man. And it didn't go very well, obviously, because he deleted it, I'm pretty sure. And nobody thinks this guy's a black man. Here, Josh says, I agree. I get tired of politicians and the media constantly creating divisions based on race. But Josh is here creating divisions based on race because it'll get more clicks. So Josh is full of shit. It's reached an egregious level. It's all they seem to talk about. It's all you talk about, bro. Look at this guy's posts. Like, how has the left done this? Tell me an example. Josh says, every other word out of the media and left's mouth is about our race, orientation, nationality, or gender. Do you want a television? Except that's what Josh is talking about. That's all Josh is talking about. Okay, this is just about identity politics. And he's like, yeah, the left has taken this to a whole new level, and then doesn't provide any examples, but okay. I do agree with the initial person who says, like, like, we've created a system where no one cares who you are or where you're from. I agree with that. And like, I won't get too much into my beliefs and stuff like that, but I agree. I agree that identity politics has gone a little too far. Okay. And here's the jackpot, right? This is where this guy can't hide from what he said. Okay. I'm not white, buddy. I'm Jewish, Russian, and black. But nice assumption and pretty bigoted of you to say. Please take your narrow-minded racism elsewhere. This is a safe space for people to have respectful dialogue and discussion. This is a white guy. This is like a really white guy. Like, holy shit. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to catch up on some of these comments. Gemma says, was this person a known individual before he started this weird social media blitz? He was known for faking his own death, basically. So, like, he went on The Bachelorette on Caitlyn's season, got kicked off on night 1. I'm pretty sure it was night 1. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And then he wanted more attention, so he faked his own death within the last couple of years. And then doubled down, said it was a hacker. Then, once the attention died down, he came out and said, okay, it was me. I did fake my own death. Okay, right? And then once that died down, he started doing political posts because that would get him more attention. And then, he is now saying he pretended to be transgender to own the libs or whatever. So yeah. Guys, is Bruce still here? Bruce, are you still here? Give me 1 second, guys. Let me pull up Discord. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I'm always overwhelmed by the number of notifications I have, even if the number is 3. So, I'm just going to send that to a couple of people. Okay. Let's see here. What do we got? His resume is crazy. Right. Oh my. Okay. Join it as, is this how he makes a living? Apparently, dude. Apparently. As I invited Bruce to come on just now, but I don't know if he's still here, so we'll see. Rogue Mama, thank you for being a mod. I appreciate you, and all my other mods who have been here. I know Reg Angel was here earlier, and Snitchel Ninja also, and Justice for Clayton. But I forget in the moment to thank everybody. So, okay, let's keep going. Where are we at now? 5826. We're at 5823. I have to say the numbers out loud or I won't remember. Okay. You're really kind of disrespectful, you think. Transracial individuals exist. Stop trying to erase their existence. Your bigotry won't be tolerated here. This is a safe space. And then True Taurus, who appears to be an actual black person, says, white person will never be able to identify as black. You are so clueless. Find a new topic because you're insulting black people by even insinuating such a ridiculous thing. You're white, honey. Deal with it. Oh, man. Pam says, I send Lauren condom money. Condom money? I didn't know that's what I was supposed to buy with that. Oh, man. Loud Little Ducky says, when did Jewish become a color? I don't know, however many weeks ago it was. Guys, the timestamps on these posts will say like 4 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. But these screenshots are from May or June. So I just uploaded them today into this Dropbox. But the screenshots are actually from May or June. So your white honey, deal with it. Yeah, that is really funny. Oh man. Oh, Reg's still at work. Well, thank you for being here, Reg. Appreciate you. All right. What else we got here? I think I might have already showed you guys this one. Let's see. Yeah, that's the I'm not white. I'm totally black. Josh is totally black, guys. There's so many other trans women in my DMs trying to tell me what my journey should and shouldn't look like. Stop trying to invalidate my experience because your experience was different. Everyone's journey is unique. Just because I'm trans doesn't mean I'm a carbon copy of you. I'm my own woman. So what an asshole, still trying to gaslight people who have like gone through terrible things. You know what I mean? Do you agree with the guilty verdict that was just handed down against Donald Trump? Here's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't care if you guys, I don't care if you vote for Trump. I don't care if you vote for Kamala. I don't care if you vote for someone unrelated. I don't care. The point of me showing this post is just, I'm just showing you like he's playing against both sides here. And the only thing that he really cares about is himself and the attention he can get. So. Someone is saying this is clearly an attention grab. And then they say, Josh says, stop telling me what I should be. And then also, Josh, are trans women and men allowed to be hairy? Oh, man. All right. This person says, because there's trans women out here fighting just to exist, and you're literally just making a mockery out of it, but making it seem like you can suddenly want to be trans. There's where he says, I've been trans since I was 6. Jesus Christ. Pam Arnold, thank you for the 2 Trojan XL money. Thank you so much. I was running out of condoms. Thanks. All right. Should Trump go to prison or the White House? This is what I'm talking about. Like, this guy's just sitting there eating a hamburger, and he's like, how can I get attention for this? So he puts a political statement over it, or a political question over it. Like, shut the fuck up. Eat your hamburger and shut the fuck up. Come on, Josh. I appreciate that you're trying to get political discussions going, but your questions are clearly worded against conservatism. Okay. I think maybe that's a word. I don't know. I make no apologies for supporting DJT, an imperfect person, but a damn good president. Josh says they are completely neutral. Josh says my questions are worded to show that civil debate and open dialogue is a scarcity in this country, and it's okay to disagree. So clearly, from this comment, you can see that Josh has also been, like poking the bear of conservators, like of conservative people. Like he's like just poking both bears, like whatever gets them the clicks. Here's just a picture of him crying. I'm not really sure why he posted that. Is Trump a good Christian role model? Again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, he says he doesn't believe in Sky Daddy, and he pretends that he doesn't want to vote for Trump, but then he like does stuff like this, and then he is somehow commenting against and for Trump at the same time. It's just because he wants attention. It's attention farming. Sunshine says, so you can disagree, but just not with him. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Hold on. I'm texting Bruce. One second, guys. I should have just asked my friends to join earlier, but I didn't. Pam says this guy's a troll. Well, he and I have that in common then. But yeah, he is a troll. Julia says she's just on Bumble, guys. That's funny. I'm actually not on Bumble. I'm on other apps, but I'm not on Bumble. I deleted my profile that we made during the cross-ash stream. I was just kind of like, I'm not really feeling it right now. You know what I mean? So, Gemma says, I don't think this person has much of his own identity. Those tattoos tell an interesting story. I actually haven't really looked closely at these tattoos at all. I think people with tattoos are just like, that's your thing. That's fine. Go ahead. Like, I have tattoos that don't make sense to people. And I don't care. So, like, I don't judge people on their tattoos very often. So I haven't, and just because of that, I haven't looked at it. But I mean, this guy is a chaotic mess. So like, I'm not saying that you're bad or judgy for seeing his tattoos. I'm just saying that's why I just don't notice them. I'm also not very observant to small details a lot of the time. So that could be why. All the ink, how does he make the time? Dude, I don't know. Alex P, how on earth does he have so many followers? Are they all following him just to watch a car crash? It seems that way. Right? But we're going to look into that a little bit further pretty soon. We'll just get through the rest of these screenshots, okay? And then we'll check that out. Okay. We're almost done with these screenshots. Okay, will America be better or worse under Trump? Again, this is what I'm saying, like, and this is where he said, I spent 12 hours a day putting together my story highlights and mental health stuff, and he's like, I just want to do politics because it's getting easier responses. You know what I mean? If you want to actually do something meaningful, something that you're actually passionate about and care about, it's going to take time. All right, if you want to be a troll who just, like gets clicks, with low effort, fine, do it, whatever. But people are going to call you on it. And also, like, if you want to do anything meaningful at all, if you actually want to matter to people at all, and if you want to get attention that actually means something, like mutual attention from people that you like, you got to stop this shit. Okay? All right. He's tempting to vote for because Joe Biden has failed to improve the quality of this country, but Trump started to strip away for trans citizens to serve for our country. I don't know what that means, but Josh says, yep, and Republicans' record on abortion is horrendous. It is regrettable Biden has been so horrible. It doesn't help. He can barely formulate a coherent sentence. Poor guy, I feel bad for him. He can barely ambulate. But here he is complaining about Republicans. So, like, the guy complains about everybody. Is basically what I'm getting at. Wild the Trump questions lately, and he says anything political, which is actually surprisingly truthful. Anything political. Justice for Clinton, thank you for the 20. Big dick condoms for Lauren. I guess I was wrong about you. I do support whoever you want to love our bang. What did you have in mind? Just DM me. We can set the record straight. Oh my gosh. Julia says, Lauren, do you have any ink? I have a lot. Here, I'll show them to you right now. And then if you guys have questions, you can just ask. I got On a Mission right here. That's the Arizona logo. Arizona is where I finished my undergrad degree. So I started my first 2 years, I swam at University of Florida, and then I transferred and I swam my last 2 seasons at University of Arizona, where I got my bachelor's. I came back to the state of Florida and I got my master's in criminology at Florida State. And then I also did some extra grad classes at John Jay College in New York. So I have lots of stuff related to that. I have this blob, which I'm going to cover. It was supposed to be a lion's head. Actually, it's the only one I hate. It didn't turn out how it was supposed to. We got 15 here, and that's a longer story that I'll tell you guys if you want to know, but I won't drone on about it right now. This is just a rainbow heart. It's just gay. It's just gay. This is a lantern right here. It says don't let them down under it. That means something personal. There's a dark horse right here. You can kind of see it. It's hard to show it. Let's see. What else we got? Schnitzel Ninja is going to join us in a minute. So until then, I'm just going to show you my tattoos. Mrs. Brightside says, is it actually him that's responding to you on X right now? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to get Schnitzel Ninja in here, and she can talk to you guys about this stuff while I go to the bathroom. And then we'll read, because apparently Josh is tweeting at me, and then we'll respond to that. But I have to wait till I can get some relief. Mrs. Brightside, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it is. I have here, you can kind of see here's a wolf, right? There's a wolf head. And there's a butterfly, and there's a swimmer doing butterfly underneath it because butterfly was my thing. And then I have the phoenix right here, which is actually covering up something right there. But this was like the only tattoo I've ever covered up with the phoenix. So. Okay, then we got on this side, we got unbothered with a semicolon. Because people who are not like Josh, who have actually attempted suicide, the semicolon basically means your story wasn't finished. It represents like life, goes on after that kind of thing. This was my first tattoo right here. It says ambition, and it's got the green ribbon under it. The green ribbon is actually TBI awareness. Which is another reason I was so pissed at Laura because I think she, obviously faked her TBI. Let's see what else we got. Oh, hey, Megan. Megan, this guy is apparently tweeting at me. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm going to in a second. I'm just talking about my tattoos until Schnitzel and gets here. Everyone say hi to Megan. Megan's our friend here. Okay, then I got the seahorse tattoo with the rose. What else we got? There's a gay lightning bolt here. Why is it gay? Because it's rainbow. I don't know. Just is. I'm not going to lie to you. The heart here and the lightning bolt here, I got them when I was drunk. I was maybe like 23, 22. So like maybe younger than that. I don't know. So I got this here that says fortitude. You can see it right there. It's an alligator. It kind of looks like a lizard though. This here, it says revolution. And this is like, people have asked me like, is that a bra? Like I've had people stop me in the grocery store and be like, is that a bra? I'm like, no, it's a pair of goggles. So here's the strap, right? It's then the affinity. And then you got the 2 goggles right here. It says revolution underneath it. My friend Sean, who was also my coach when I was younger, he was actually around my age now when he died. So he died in 2016. I'm pretty sure it was 2016. And he was very young. He was my age now. I'm 31. And I got that because he like believed in me more than anyone else ever did. Especially in my like swimming career and stuff like that. So he used to say this thing is he said it's always about the evolution of the revolution. It's like a movement of change and the change of a movement. And so that's what that means. What else we got here? Oh, I got the Nike Be True logo here. I used to go to these Nike things in the summer during Pride Month. And I spoke on a panel once or twice during Nike Pride Month, so it was pretty cool. And then we got one more right here. That's a dragon. I like dragons. So hey,
Hey.
you're with us, guys. Rogue Mama's. That's just a rainbow heart. It's just gay. I guess I did say that. Yeah. All right. I have to pee. Can you help me out?
Yes. What are we doing?
So I was just talking about Josh's, like posts and stuff like that. Basically going over some screenshots.
Okay, and I haven't seen them yet.
Oh no. Okay, hang on. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Hang on. If I share this with you, you can probably see them. Let me share a folder with you. Okay.
So also, I wonder how he got word you were doing your stream.
I don't fucking care. Okay, I sent you a link to it so you can like actually see them now. Wait, do you know how to share your screen?
I do.
Okay, try that.
Let me see. I have to make sure. Let me check what browser I'm in here.
He called you an imbecile. That's about it. Well, I'll deal with that after I pee, honestly. He doesn't actually think I'm an imbecile. He's just trying to troll the libs.
Let's see. Does it show like the time and everything on my computer too? Like the whole bottom bar?
I don't know. If you share a tab, then no.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can see it before we put it on the screen, so.
Okay.
I'll deal with that after I pee. 100, write that down, Nostradamus.
How does that look?
It looks good. Looks good. We're good. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we were at the top. I think the last one we looked at was... I'm trying to remember. So like where it says 2024, 10, 20, and then the last three are 3, 2, 2. We did like the last 4 there I haven't looked at yet, so.
3, 2. Oh my god, wait. Up at the top where I was? Right here?
Yeah, at the top, I'm pretty sure.
Tell me when to stop.
Just the top row, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back.
Okay. Wait, are these all from like right now?
No. No, they're not from right now. I haven't looked at anything from right now. Apparently he's tweeting at me. I have not looked at it. I have to pee first. So.
Okay.
Because I don't want to pee my pants laughing at whatever he said.
That makes one of us. Oh, okay. So you guys let me know. Sorry, I know you're not on here to hear me, but let me know if you guys have seen these, if you have any comments on what we're reading. Oh no, but the Trumpers aren't genuine. I'm so sorry that this has happened. I think the biggest issue is that the gays have a hard time accepting that such a gorgeous man realizes that he is more comfortable as a woman. That's not your fault. Just a sad explanation. So I have no idea what the context of this comment is, but I don't think gays care what the fuck you look like. I'm not gay and I don't care what you look like. I'm not going to speak for them, I guess, but my guess would be they don't give a shit. What do you guys think about this? I don't know. It's so odd to me. What's this one? To anyone who feels judged by the same group that claims to love them, I hear you. Sometimes our community acts more like an immature, shallow middle school clique than accepting and loving group they claim to be. Hopefully my journey demonstrates that you are not alone and that you are worthy simply by virtue of you existing in all your imperfect forms. If genuine, I agree. I agree with the last part. That's nice. I think that anybody in any group, if you want to call sexual preference or how you identify a group, anybody can be like middle school clique. It doesn't matter that it's that community. Beauty is in the eye. Joanna S says, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but the heart, mind are what count. I love that. Why call himself a gorgeous man if he considers himself a woman? Yep. Good point. Good point, Batty. Justice for Clayton says, I can't stop watching. I've only heard about this clown, never seen it laid out this way. Julia, but sometimes the personality of a person takes over the looks. Yeah. Let's see. This guy is disgusting. Clout Trout says, this guy is disgusting and he actually thinks he's good. A good-looking guy. That's up for debate. Looks fade, character lasts a lifetime, Deb says. Yeah, I'm of the belief that you're born with your looks. I mean, there are things we can do these days that we can alter our looks, physical looks, but what's on the inside is what really matters and what really makes a person who they are. And so you could be like the hottest, sexiest guy or girl, and if you're a piece of shit, at the end of the day, you're a piece of shit. LMAO, it's embarrassing at this point. I think this is all an act. For years, you've done nothing but try to get attention. He responded, says the guy whose entire account is just mirror selfies. I'll pass. And then this other one says, I think you should stop worrying about what other people's think and start believe in. I don't know what the rest of that says. Yeah. I know you guys aren't here to listen to any of my opinions, but I am on here right now alone. If he's genuine and like thinking that, which obviously he's saying he's not now, then like let him be who he wants to be. But the whole thing is just odd, and I think there's something mentally going on because none of it is normal or makes sense. Oh, thanks, Joanna. You love my voice. I've heard it makes some people want to puke, so I appreciate that. He probably can't do anything but just keep trolling at this point. Okay. Oh, so happiest in life. I don't live your life and you don't live mine. Then Lewis says, no, because you are a narcissistic piece of work. I'm just waiting for your next gimmick. Faked your own death. Faked you are trans, I'm guessing. Next will be either running for office or maybe a furry, who knows? And he responded, I love how angry you are and how much control I have over your emotional state makes me smile. Do you guys know when these comments were made? Like, were they? I mean, I'm assuming they were recent because you guys know I don't follow Bachelor Nation stuff, so I didn't know who this was until I think Dave did a story about it, and then Lauren and I were texting earlier. So anyway, yeah, if you know exactly when these were done, let me know. Ugh, you are a dude. I followed you for years. I do, however, think I've reached my point of having to unfollow. Your journey is entirely yours to seek. However, I don't feel this is genuine, and neither are you. And I'm never wrong about feelings. Good luck to you and arrivederci. Absolutely, yes. Let's see. Yes, if you respect and treat me right and make me feel safe and love me wholeheartedly, give me all of you in exchange for all of me. Okay. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I posted a comment and you deleted it, but I guess you only keep the ones favoring your transition. Like I said, hey, Lauren, I hope it's genuine and not for attention seeking and likes per usual. So most of it is like most of this stuff so far, I'm just on like the second column or system, whatever it's called. Just people saying like you faked this other stuff. I don't believe you kind of stuff. And he's just, attacking back.
How do you think he heard about the stream? Did you answer that yet?
No. Yeah, I was wondering
I think he probably searches his name on the reg.
Yeah, no, that's probably true. Like to do it
on Twitter. Sorry, guys.
Because I think he's for whatever reason definitely doing it for attention, whether it's positive or negative attention, right?
It doesn't matter to him.
Right.
It's like Laura.
But it's like, yeah, there's obviously something going on there that's like not normal. And I hate to say normal because what is normal?
Oh, no,
but
I know what you mean, though. I think we all know what that means, just in like you don't mean like this person sucks because they're not the same as me. You know what I mean? You're talking about
right. Just be able to like function in a society without making people feel uncomfortable or scared or whatnot.
Yeah. Sorry, Bruce.
Clout Trout says he's a clout chasing Clout Trout.
Bruce just sent me a picture of him holding a drink at something. I don't know what he's doing. Sorry.
Wait, is it Bruce or Josh?
No, it's Bruce.
Okay.
Okay. No, but for Josh, hold on. Let's find Josh's little tweet here because Josh is mad at me right now, guys. Hold on.
Are we going to the lives? Wait, do you want me to are you going to take me off of here or do you want me to stop?
Let me kick you off. There you go. Thank you for doing that. I really had to
yeah. Sorry. I hope people weren't bothered by it.
Let's see. And I am, guys, I know I said I don't really talk about my political affiliations and stuff like that, and there's a reason for that. Because I think like as soon as you tell someone what political party you're registered to, they're gonna make a lot of assumptions that aren't right. And so that's why I don't talk about politics and stuff like that. But for the purposes of this argument, I'm going to reveal some information that nobody knows. Hold on, guys. So if you're here right now in the moment, congratulations, because I'm sharing this with you. Julia Ann says bathroom tour. Not today, Julia. Oh, man. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. So I said earlier when I was in the string of tweets, when I tweeted about this stream, and then I tweeted about here's the truth about why he faked being trans, and then I put the screenshot of the post here where he said that he was just doing politics because his other engagement was nil, and then I said let's not forget when Josh Seiter tried to pretend to be a black man, and then I posted a screenshot of him saying I'm not white, buddy, I'm Jewish, Russian, and black, and then his response to that was I am, you imbecile. And then I said, you're the stupidest white boy I've ever seen. Sincerely, a registered Republican. That's awkward, isn't it? Because he was just trying to troll the libs, right? But actually, I'm a registered Republican, and you're a fucking dumbass.
Well, you live in Florida. You have to be, right?
No, actually, I'm definitely an independent. It's just that in Florida, you can't vote in the primaries unless you're registered to one party or another. And there was a point in time within the last 2 election cycles that there was a candidate I wanted to vote for who was, I will say, not Donald Trump. But, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'm going to, change my registration or whatever. Cause like, I also like made a bet with my closest friends. I was like, if you beat me at this game, like I'll register as a Republican. So I did it and I just never turned it back. Cause I was like, I really do want to like vote for this person, and I'm not going to say any more than that, guys. I'm sorry.
I have a friend
revealed too much. So.
I have a friend who did that in 2016 time, who would have voted blue but registered as a Republican to vote for someone other than who you're referring to.
Right. Yeah. Lalo Ducky says that's me too, Lauren. I had to tell them a party, and I'm like, I don't belong to any party. Yeah, pretty much. So Batty McBatface says U.S. politics is crazy. I agree. This is the first time I've ever publicly stated that I'm a registered Republican because I don't want people to take that as an assumption. To like, people assume that if you're a registered Republican, you like hate, like equal rights for gay people or women or whatever.
Especially today, of all.
Right. Yeah. Well, because there's a lot of vocal people who are Republican who oppose that kind of stuff. Right. I'm just like, that's not me. Like, it's not me. So that's why I don't talk about it. Obviously, like, it's scary to talk about because people will destroy you over your political affiliation. They don't even have to know what you do or do not support. They don't have to know like how you feel about like certain topics or whatever. They don't ask. They just seek to like
They
chastise you
assume.
for it, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm just got that goes for both sides because I've been registered Democrat, I've been registered Republican, and the only reason I'm not registered something else is because you can't vote in the primary if you're not a registered Democrat or registered Republican. Like you can't vote in the Democratic primary.
Which
You
is
can't vote.
so fucked up. Like, that's so
Right.
insane to
Yeah.
me.
Mama says you can follow this imbecile on X. Oh man.
That's funny.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and also I don't have any I don't want to say it the wrong way. I don't have any like African American or anything like
Let's hold
that.
on. Let's just say like on this stream,
Yeah.
I think most of the people in the chat here understand me. Like on this stream, like we're just trying to understand each other. We're all just trying to like find common ground. I don't think anybody wants to offend anyone else. And like we
No.
might do that by accident sometimes. But this is definitely like we all have some common interests or beliefs or whatever, and we just kind of want to connect on that. So you should be able to express yourself, and if people disagree with that, we should be able to do that respectfully. So
Okay. Thank you for saying that. So
now you're gonna say the most offensive thing.
Yeah, you know it. Thanks, Lauren, for that and opening that door for me. So I will say I don't relate to what he's claiming to be in this direct way. So I do wonder if other people who are mixed, if they say, I mean, we don't even know the percent, like what percentage of something do you have to be to say you are it?
Right.
If he's claiming to be black, for example, does he have 1%? Does he have 33%? Like what, or like, and then what would other people say would be like, when can you claim you are that thing? Because everyone is everything to a certain degree, right? If you go back far enough, I believe in evolution personally. So, or even if you believe in Adam and Eve, I mean, everyone came from like those two people, right? So, yeah, I have a problem, I think, with people just coming out and saying things like that, like, oh, yeah, I'm black. And okay, what does that mean? Are you saying it just because it showed up in your DNA test at like a 0.5%? Or do you support that community? Are you actually a part of that community? Like, what does this mean?
Yeah, no, and this white boy does not enter that conversation because he's posted like pictures of his all white family and stuff like that. I'm like, you have never experienced a day in your life what it's like to be a black person. So shut your fucking mouth. Like,
probably not even an instance of what it would be.
No. Yeah. Oh Jesus. But he just, oh my gosh, this guy just sucks so bad. Like I feel like, and this was probably actually the weirdest date of my life. I've told you some stories, but like this is probably the weirdest one. On my birthday one year, it was a few years ago, I met this girl and we decided to go out that night. And we went to get drinks and I was telling a story and for some reason, like it was a story about the psych unit and how this patient didn't like our security guard because the security guard was black. And I told her the story, and when I was telling the story, I was like, so we have this one security guard, he's like a, whatever black guy. And she stops me before like listening to what else I have to say. And she goes, wow, that's really racist. Like you didn't need to say that. You didn't need to describe him as a black man. I'm black or whatever. And this girl is the palest white person I've ever seen. And she says she's black because her adoptive brother is half black. Her adoptive brother, whom she is not blood related to, is half black. Her parents are white. She is white. Her entire bloodline is white. Her adoptive brother's black, or like half black. And so she's like, I'm a black person. You shouldn't say stuff like that. That's super racist. And she just like went off on me on my birthday. And this was like maybe 4 years ago. And I was just like, what the, how do you even know what to say in that moment? I was just like, oh my God. So like, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for white people who say they're black. Like, it's one thing to like be mixed race or to like come from a family of black people or whatever. And I'm just like, what? Like to this day, I'm like baffled by that. I was just kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, it just felt like a badge that she was wearing. Like, I have a black person in my family. I'm like, okay, but that person's not blood related to you. You're a white girl,
It doesn't
right?
make you that thing, but I
No,
mean, yeah, the way she expressed that, I think definitely could have
yeah.
been different.
Oh, that was insane. And like the thing is, like the guy being black was relevant to the story because the whole reason he got attacked by the person on the psych unit was because that person on the psych unit was a white guy who hated black people.
Right,
So I
right.
was like, you could have waited 5 seconds for me to explain, or you could have just not said that whole weird thing about you being black when you're not.
You're like, let's table my situation for a minute.
Thank God I never saw her again. So yeah,
She's lucky.
oh crazy.
You never saw her again.
Yeah, no. Okay. I mean, she is lucky. I'm also lucky. So we're both pretty shitty people. Oh my gosh.
So did he write anything else to you or about this?
I don't know because I haven't been paying attention. The thing is, I don't even notice these people. I just like people send me the screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
You can see he's still wearing the lipstick here, which is funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. On X, almost all the hate is from angry women doing absolutely nothing to combat the trans movement who don't like that I did an informative interview with whoever the fuck. I'll interview with Tate anytime, and I'll interview with anyone anywhere about issues that are important.
Also, didn't he say something about like how?
Well, the thing is, he like
people
he hid his tweets, so that like you can't see where he responded to me. That's how much of a pussy this guy is.
Oh,
Like, if he actually like believed what he was saying, if he was actually legit, he wouldn't hide it. He would just say it publicly. The thing is, like, he didn't because he's a fucking wuss. Josh, you're a fucking pussy. You want to talk to me? At me. Fuck you.
oh, that's the Lauren I like.
You like all of it. Don't lie.
Didn't
Feel
he
bad
say
for your husband.
No, he's been talking. He's like, "Are we good, or are you and Lauren?"
Oh my gosh!
Didn't Josh say something about people like I part like forgive me if this isn't exactly what was said, but please feel free to correct me. That like people are dumb for letting like trans people into the women's restroom because like he was a trans woman, but he was actually a man and like shouldn't
Right.
have been allowed in there. Wasn't there
Correct.
something about that?
Yeah, he said, and I don't believe he actually did this. He said he went to Planet Fitness and was like talking to the staff about using the locker room that he identified with. And he's like, yeah, they let me do that, blah, 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 whatever. But like this guy and like the neighbors I'm not sure if it was the neighbors or just somebody who lives close to him were saying like, no, he's not actually going out there dressing like a woman. We've seen him. He dresses like normal and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So like he actually just like went out and like did his normal routine, but he was saying like, oh, I went out like this and I told them like you need to accept me as this in this locker room and stuff like that. But like that didn't actually happen.
Mhm.
But
And that's
he's
the thing.
basically
This is the exception to the rule. He's like trying to make a point out of like, well, what if this happened? And look,
right.
like most people are not gonna go out and do what you're doing, like
Right.
conducting whatever fucking bullshit shit you say you're doing. And it's like anyone taking advantage of any system that's out there, right?
Mhm.
Like most people are not doing that.
Yeah.
So could it happen? Yes. Like could so many things happen? Yes. But are they very likely to happen? I don't think so. I don't think it's very likely that like normal level-headed like sane men are going to be dressing up as women or saying that they identify as a woman and try to get into the women's dressing room to like see some
Yeah.
boobies. Like I don't think that's the typical thing that happens.
Mhm. Well, if this guy went to a women's locker room, that's definitely what happened. Because
Mhm.
he admittedly knew that he was never actually identifying as a woman. He says he
Right.
does it to own the libs. So if you take him at his word, if he's an honest person, if he actually went to a Planet Fitness and said, let me use the locker room I identify with, he was just doing it to perv on girls.
Yeah.
So you're actually a sexual predator,
Yeah.
Josh. Either you're lying or you're a sexual predator. It's time to own up to one of the two.
Or both.
I mean, he could be both. I just think he's a liar. I don't think he's a sexual predator. I don't think he actually did it. I think he lied. So, but if he actually did that, that is a sexual offense.
We could find out whichever Planet Fitness it was and contact them and see.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with this group of people, man.
You do not know. This is the wrong. Laura Owens found out this is the wrong fucking group of people to fuck with.
And he's the kind of guy who would like go try to date Laura Owens now for negative attention, because negative attention is attention. You know what I mean?
Guys, hear me out. Dating show. People like Josh, people like Laura, people like I don't know, whoever else from these reality TV shows who are like the villains of their season, and like rightfully so.
Yeah.
On a dating show where they are forced to date each other. Thoughts in the comments.
I would watch.
I would watch too.
I don't know about our viewers. Y'all have to tell us. I would watch. For sure. That'd be a train wreck. It'd be like, who could outlie
right?
the other one? Joanna says reality losers in love.
Oh my gosh. So I do have a contact at ABC.
Oh my gosh.
And I know Dave does too. I know some other people do too, but I have put some feelers out for that audition video.
Ooh. Okay.
So we'll see.
Fuck yeah.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
All right, guys. I think until Josh starts tweeting at me again, I'm done talking about him. So, Josh, if you want more attention, just holla at your girl, but I'm going to fucking roast you. So maybe don't. But yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming. It's been, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 2 hours. I can't believe that.
I know when you sent me the thing, I was like, are you still on there?
I didn't believe it either. I was like, I have to pee so bad. Please help me.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
All right, guys. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you, everybody, for coming. But,
bye, guys.
I'll talk to you soon.